Hello everybody, welcome back to the playthrough. You catch us in the middle of sailing back to the swamp portal. I'm actually looking at the map, we've pretty much just started sailing. We are going back to our swamp island that we have our portal set up on. We are sailing our brand new boat, the longboat. We ended our last episode starting off this voyage, and I was trying to decide between whether or not we just took the boat down and built it on the other side, or if we sailed it back. And we decided on sailing it back because I wanted to showcase the boat and sailing it, so you can see how much faster it is and how it looks and how cumbersome it can be sometimes when you're sailing. Definitely my favourite mode of transportation so far, other than the portals of course, but portals are a bit not really a mode of transportation, more of just a quick way of getting to and from somewhere. Ah, perfect timing for the mist to start clearing up. Wow, is that a mountain in front of us? That looks huge. That's probably just clouds off in the distance, actually. So yeah, in today's episode we are heading back to our swamp area so that we can start the iron farm that we're planning to do. We're going to need quite a lot of it, so I brought this boat, as this boat has a massive inventory. It's not as big as our standard inventory that we keep on us, but it's still fairly sizable. You can comfortably fit hundreds and hundreds of ores and stuff in there, so I'm pretty happy with getting started on that. We did also make a brand new shield in our previous episode as well, called the Banded Shield. It's one of the 3 available iron shields. You can see it on my hotbar at the minute. Looks a bit like the wooden one, but it is much bigger, and obviously has a lot better blocking stats and stuff on it. And then we were left over with about, I think it was 1 iron bar we had left, so we couldn't really make anything else with it, so we've just kind of dumped it in the chest next to our forge, and yeah, we will hopefully get a fair chunk of iron and be able to start our upgrade process. Now, there are a lot of things we're going to need to build with iron once we've got it. There are things ranging from building pieces, there's comfort pieces, there's all of the armor and tools and weapons and stuff like that. Pretty much got an iron upgrade for almost everything, I believe. And there's also a variety of crafting table and forge upgrades that we'll need to make as well. And there's even a new cooking station and extra things on top of that as well. So yeah, iron is something you definitely need a lot of. Probably the thing you need the most of in the game in terms of the ores, because iron is also used for a lot of different recipes later on into the game as well. It's also used in a different armor set as well later on into the game, so yeah. My recommendation for iron farming, especially for if you want to do one big farm instead of going back and forth constantly to get more and more. If you just want to do one big one, I'd probably say ballpark it anywhere between 400 to 500 bits of iron ore when you're coming back with it is what I would say should get you through 90% of what you need. But then again, acquiring iron isn't that difficult. It's quite easy to find. There are also a couple of different methods of getting it as well. So I'd probably say that as long as you've got a decent portal to a decent swamp biome, like a good sized one, you should be okay for most of the playthrough. As you can see, we've just hit night time as well, so vision is going to get a bit difficult. We also don't have the wind with us, so we can't use our sail. But I was saying in our previous episode how the sail on the longboat is a bit of a pain when the wind is directly behind you, because it blocks up a lot of the vision to the front of your boat, so it can be difficult to see what's in front of you. Looks like there's a rock in the water to our left. I'm trying to avoid that. But the thing I do like about the longboat is that across the board, like all 3 different speeds that you're sailing at, the speed is increased. I think it's pretty much the same for every boat. So obviously the carve is faster every way compared to the raft, and then the longboat is faster than the carve in every way as well. But I'm not sure if that is affected by items in the inventory. Obviously with a larger inventory on the longboat we can carry a lot more items, and I haven't really run a test on this, but you will have noticed with the cart that we were using through the Black Forest, when we had a lot of items in the cart, it became quite slow and cumbersome to pull around because there was obviously the increased weight of items in there. So I'm not sure if that's the same with boats. It would make sense if it was. It might be slower to turn, might not go as fast as usual. but I haven't really looked up the specifics on it. I'm regretting not bringing my bow with me as well, as I would have wanted to take on a sea serpent if we could find one. I know we're still using a fine wood bow. There is an iron upgrade for that as well, but sadly we didn't bring it with us. It probably would have taken us a long time to kill a sea serpent with a fine wood bow, as the damage of the arrows and the bow itself wouldn't have been that great. But it's not too bad. At least we can probably have a couple of them chasing us. The health on the longboat is very high, so I would be surprised if a sea serpent turned up and was able to destroy us. We'd easily outrun it. Partially got the wind back, so we can put our sail out full. Now, one good thing about the longboat I do like is that when you have the wind blowing to the side like it is now, if you can see from the indicator just under our mini-map, the wind is blowing from the right. Yeah, it's blowing us to the left, but it's coming from the right, sorry. It doesn't push your boat as much as it did with the carve. So one thing with the carve and the raft as well, actually, when the wind is coming at you from the side, and you've got your sail out full, the boat is being pushed. So say with the way the wind is blowing at the minute, if we had the sail out and we were on the carve, it would be pushing us to the left. Whereas on the longboat, it doesn't affect it as much. I believe it's because it's a longer boat, and in terms of weight, it would be a lot heavier than the other two. So it's still getting pushed. The boat is still leaning, but it's just not as it's not as severe when it comes to the amount of pushing that it's doing. Now I'm pinging the mini-map because I'm trying to keep an eye on... Oh, there's a sea serpent right in front of us. Are we going to hit it? Yes, we did. We did some damage to it. Sorry, buddy. Not today. Yeah, I even shook the screen to say no. So yeah, the reason why we're pinging the map is that I'm trying to ping where I want to leave the boat, because I want it to be close enough to the swamp crypts that we're going to be farming the iron from, so that we can just, we get a full stack of iron in our bags, and then we can run back, dump it in the boat, and then run back to the crypt. Just so we don't have to keep running back and forth to the portal or anything like that. Just saves a bit of time in the long run. We do also have portal materials in the boat's inventory. We've brought some extra wood as well, because I'm going to show you the little trick that I use with portals for mining iron, at least for making some aspects of mining a bit quicker, like repairing the tools and sleeping through the night and stuff like that. But one thing to be aware of as well is, because we have to go into the crypts and we're underground, being at nighttime or daytime doesn't really make a difference in terms of spawn rate for enemies or anything like that. You don't really get any different enemies either. It's the same as in the burial chambers in the Black Forest, so it doesn't really matter whether it's day or night. It's more just when we come out of the crypt at the end of a farming session, so we've got a full bag, a full inventory, or we need to go and repair or something. I use this trick just to get out the swamp as soon as possible, so we're not being attacked by anything too monstrous. We have seen some of the more advanced swamp monsters as well, so like the abomination, which is the big four-legged kind of wooden creature. I'm not really sure what you would call it. It's a horrible thing. We fought a few of those, haven't died to one of them yet, which I'm quite glad for, but we have died in the swamp a few times as well. I've showcased the 1-star Draugrs have been quite difficult. We also saw a Draugr Elite which managed to chop our head off, which was not great. We also just took a quick look at our skills just there. I think I was just checking to see what my current levels were for some things, because obviously with some skills you use them a heck of a lot more than others. So like running and jumping, you're going to use that pretty much all the time, so those skills are naturally going to be some of your highest level of skills. I think I was more just checking the skills on my weapons, because you do get a damage and a stamina buff for having a higher weapon skill. Looks like the sea serpent gave up chasing us. So again, the best thing about the longboat is you can just outrun them very easily. You don't have to stop and fight them or anything like that. You can just leave them in the dust. Okay, we're getting quite close to the island, so we are just going to drop the sail. Make sure that we don't just go head first into a big tree or something. We are probably going to get greeted by a bit of a welcoming party when we get there. We might even see our food buffs are running out, so we probably have to refresh those. We might even see some of the nighttime swamp monsters. Alright, before we get off the boat, I'm just going to grab the pot materials. A little bit further. There you go. See, before we close our inventory, pot food. Haven't got a rested buff, which is a bit of a pain. And I'm now wet as well because we are in the swamp and it's nighttime. Just going to make sure we've got tools and everything ready. Now, we've left the boat on the minimap. I should probably have marked it before we left, but we've left it just to the south, so right off the coast to the south of the crypts that we've got marked on the minimap there. It's literally the one right in front of us. Oh, turnip seeds. Grab these, thank you very much. Oh, there's a blob. Come on you, I know you've noticed me. And there we go. Try not to get poisoned. We need to get over to here. Right, so with the portal, we're going to build it on top of the entrance. Oh god, okay. So that's a wraith. These are the creatures I've been hinting at. They are the nighttime creatures for the swamp. Very similar to the ghosts that you might have fought in the burial chambers, but obviously you can see where these guys were attacking. Now I am making quite light work of blocking him, but you can also tell my stamina bar is running out very quickly. Oh, he just did a bit of damage to us there. Oh, Jesus. In the back. Right, block him again. There we go, took him down. Aha, there we go. So, this is one of the main reasons why I like fighting ghosts, or the wraiths, sorry, is that they drop chains. Chains are an important upgrade material that you're going to need. Sadly, you can't build them from iron. You would expect to, but you can't. You just have to pick them up from either killing wraiths, or you'll find them in chests inside these swamp crypts. Now, the way I build my portal on top of this dungeon entrance, or this crypt entrance, is to build the crafting table on the side, and then I build, it's difficult to see because it's nighttime and everything's pretty much pitch black, but then I build a segment of stairs on the side of the wall, but I don't build it from the floor, I build it about halfway up, and then I build the portal on top of the ceiling, as you'll see here. There we are. Now the reason why I do this is to prevent any creatures from using the stairs to climb up and chase after us. The way we do it, if we're in a bit of a sticky situation and we need to get back through the portal as soon as possible, we jump onto the crafting table, turn to the left and jump onto the stairs that are just next to it, and then jump onto the roof and through the portal. That way, nothing will be able to attack the portal, none of the creatures can climb up the stairs or get onto the top of that to attack us. The only thing we'd ever need to be concerned about is the wraiths, but they are quite a rare spawn even at night time. They don't spawn during the day either, so I'm not concerned too much about those. Hopefully they won't cause us any issues. But yeah, that's how I do the portal system when it comes to mining out the iron. And I just use the home tag, which is the portal I have built next to our big bonfire in the crafting room. That's our home portal. It's basically just an exploring portal. And of course there is another greyling annoying our boar. Of course there is. At least it's not a grey dwarf shaman attacking them and killing them. Yeah, so this home portal will be used for many different things, but this is one of the main reasons why I have it. So that you can easily pop back after mining out some iron and repair your stuff, sleep through the night, cook some food, all that good stuff. And we did gather some blueberries and stuff in our last little Black Forest expedition, or exploration that we did. So I'm just making some more of these muck shakes. 50 stamina food, but you only make one. But then they also use less raspberries and blueberries, because you could use the Queen's Jam as well, but the bonus isn't as good and it costs more in terms of raspberries and blueberries in order to make the Queen's Jam. Black soup is also one of the newer recipes we unlocked, using the blood bags, turnips, and I believe it's not onions, something. I believe that's another big health food, gives you 50 health. And we are going to cook some more of the deer stew as well, as that's a pretty decent food. Which obviously needs some cooked deer for it first. We also need some carrots. There we go. Just grab a bunch of these. 10 in total should do us. There we go. Alright. Deer stew. Trying to prepare all of these things now so that we can just go on one big farming mission. We don't have to keep popping back and cooking stuff and things like that. The only reason we'll pop back is to either sleep or to repair. Probably, again, with the sleeping, you don't even need to do that when you're mining out iron in the crypts because nighttime doesn't affect you, so it's pretty much just repairing is the only reason why we need to keep popping back. Or if our inventory's full and we need to drop things off. There are many other things that you can gather from these crypts other than iron. Oh, almost went through the wrong portal. There we go. Right, now we can pop back through the portal and crack on with this mining. So this is going to take us a while. It's going to be very similar to the copper and tin farming that we did. It's quicker in terms of getting the iron and you'll be able to pop back and forth to the boat to drop it off, but you still need a lot of it. You need more than you would of the copper and tin, so it's still a bit... Actually, they're a bit comparable, because with copper and tin you needed 3 pieces to make 1 bronze bar, whereas with iron you only need 1 bit of iron to make 1 iron bar, so it's about the same amount, but it is just quicker to mine it out in total. And go grab some of the valuables that are just lying there. Did we leave anything in this chest? I don't think we did. Let's have a quick look. That's just some pearls. We might as well grab those. There are still other things we want to buy from the merchant at some point. We don't need them yet, but we will want them at some point in the future. Just noticed a bit of scrap pile off the wall there, so we just took it out. Might as well. It's only a low chance of getting iron, but again, the more iron the better. Okay, now I can't remember exactly which areas we cleared from this crypt when we first came here, so I'm just checking everything just to make sure we didn't leave any bits behind. And I'm sticking to my usual routine of going to the left, going to the right, and then going straight, and then just checking out every area that we've got. There are a few bits of muddy scrap pile here, so we'll take these down. And crack on with the iron mining. Okay, finish mining through that. Oh, here we go, a slight underwater part. I say underwater, you don't really have to go underwater, but you do need to swim in order to go through that little tunnel bit there. There isn't much on this side that we need. Don't really need the yellow mushrooms. Sometimes you need to be careful with these little swimming parts that you have to go through, because there can be monsters on the other side of those and they will start attacking you. And as you might have seen in previous episodes, when you get hit by something and you're swimming, it flings you back a very long way. So yeah, just be very careful with that. I believe there might be some monsters on this side. Yes, there are. Ah, there is a body pile as well. So these are the Draugr spawners. You'll have seen these outside when we were fighting the big groups of 4 of them, the big 4 group spawners. There were 2 bone piles and 2 body piles spawning skeletons and Draugrs at us constantly. These are just the body piles, the Draugr spawners. Oh, that's a whole archer. Damn. Oh, you were stood on top of that. Okay. Let's just take you down quickly. There we go. So yeah, you can get these body piles in here. They're just spawners. The same as the skeleton spawners from the burial chambers in the Black Forest. And that squelching sound you heard just then, that's a blob that's in this dungeon somewhere. So through one of these little tunnel areas where there's muddy scrap pile, we'll dig through one of those and there'll be another room past it that we'll need to get to. That's usually how you can tell that there's still areas in the dungeon that you haven't accessed yet, is that you can usually hear, you'll either hear the Draugrs kind of groaning and make like this kind of sound. It's a little bit like a zombie from Minecraft in a way. And then you'll also hear the blobs kind of squelching about as well when they jump. So yeah, just if you start hearing those whilst you're going through these dungeons, then there will be extra areas you haven't found yet. There we go. We can see another area through there. You'll also have noticed that I haven't actually used a torch in any of these crypts that we've gone through so far. The reason why I don't really use a torch is that for most of the rooms that you're going to need vision in, so this room in front of us, it's already got the green torches, like the standing green torches up, so we don't really need to have a torch out. But it's also because when we're mining and when we're going through the smaller tunnels, you can't. When you're mining, you can't really hold a torch. You can't use your pickaxe one-handed, so there's no real way to hold. Oh, there's another swimming part. But yeah, so yeah, there's no real way to hold a torch whilst you're mining. And then for these smaller tunnels as well, I just don't really pull a torch out. I also don't really have a slot on my action bar to put one. I mean, I could drop the hammer or the axe to use one, but I just never really use them in here. Oh, this one looks like it's a double, if not a triple, muddy scrap pile altogether. Oh, ouch, bloody hell. We just managed to block that. Okay, can we get through here? I might have to take this bit down. Oh, ouch. Shot us in the ass. Just about blocked with the pickaxe. If we dig a little bit more, we should be able to get through there. There's another body pile, and I think there might even be a blob as well. Yes, there is. Oh god, there it is, all that cute green slime gas. Let's back off a little bit. Pop a healing potion. Okay. Fortunately enough, that gap there isn't big enough for those guys to actually fit through, but the archer at the back is going to continue pinging at us whilst we're trying to make our way through. So if we can take this guy down, right, perfect, block you. Come on, come on, come on, push through, there we go, to the blob out. Ah, perfect, there we go. Right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my god, that is a 2-star. Back off, back off, back off, back off. Oh, Jesus. You'll have seen there we had a shield up as well, and we had about a third of the stagger bar was full, and she still hit us and still took us out. Wow. That is just how dangerous the 2-star Draugr archers are. They hit like an absolute truck. If you thought the 1-star was bad from a couple of episodes ago, the 2 stars are even worse. They hit like goddamn trains. Ah, jeez, that was a lot of damage in 2 shots. We're going to have to be very careful going back to get that one. But fortunately enough, again, this is another reason why we have our portal on top of the entrance to the crypt, is that if we do die inside, we can literally just jump back through the portal. Oh, nope, not that one. You take this one. Come on, there we go. Yeah, well, you can just jump back through your portal, run straight into the dungeon and go get your stuff back. Although the issue we are going to have is that 2-star will still be there. So, fingers crossed, maybe they'll have wandered a little bit so they won't be in direct line of sight, or we might have backed off far enough that we can pick our stuff up and get away. It's going to be a tough one, I think. Fortunately enough, I think they won't be able to make it through that gap that we left. So we might be able to get our stuff and then run away whilst we re-equip and eat stuff. It's right there. Can we get it? There we go. Perfect. Right, put all our stuff on quickly. Yeah, it doesn't look like they can come through that little tunnel there, so we should be okay. Put Mega Nyords on. There we go. We picked up all our stuff. Our carry weight is nearing max. Right. Oh, that's another Draugr. It's an axe one. And there's the 2-star right behind him. This is going to be a pain. Alright, so we go for a thrust. There we go. Right, back off, let him shoot. Go again. Oh no, he's left. Come on, come back, come back. There we go, pushing forward. Okay, we're going to have to try and... Oh, this one looks a bit like a male Draugr. Yeah, look at that. We can't even parry, it's that strong. Oh wow, look at our health bar. We haven't eaten our food, that's why. Whoops. Okay, what can we do here? How are we going to take you down? Again, you can't fit through that gap, strangely. Oh, we managed to block him. Right, come on, stab. Yes. Alright, so we can just about block this guy. Go parry. See how much more effective parrying can be. Yes, there we go. 2-star is down. just in the long run, parrying just seems to be, oh, there's another 1-star archer. This is not fantastic. So I'm guessing the reason why we died, even though we were blocking, because blocking that 2-star then didn't seem to be that bad. So my guess would be the reason why we died was because, not because our stagger bar had about a third full, I think it must have been that we didn't have much stamina left. Because the damage you block is dependent on the stamina you have as well. Say if you're going to take, again, I'm spitballing an idea here, so I'm not sure if this is 100% true and how it works, but say if you were going to take 50 damage, and your shield can block 50 damage, but you've only got 20 stamina, I think you'd only block 20 of the damage and then 30 would still hit you. It might even be a crit because that 20 goes over and you stagger because you've got no stamina left. Again, I could be wrong about this. It's not something I've really looked into too much. I've never really had that much of an issue when it comes to blocking. There are moments like that where you just run out of stamina or your stagger bar is nearly full and you get hit by something that just destroys you, especially considering it's a 2-star and 2-stars are dangerous. But as we saw as well, we are able to block and parry them without too much danger. We just need to make sure our stamina is that we've got at least half a bar, if not more than that. But we have also filled our carry weight, so we are going to run back to the boat and dump our stuff. It should be just on the edge here. Yes, there you are. So yeah, that's our first 2-star. $22 iron, and we also got a few chains, I believe. Chains are very, very useful. We did unlock, I kind of briefly glanced over the chains when we first picked one up from the wraith that we were fighting at night time, the ghostly dude. Chains are very, very useful. They have some very big upgrades available to them. There is also a shield upgrade I believe you need chains for in a couple of biomes time. So yeah, chains are very useful. You can get them from the swamp crypts, these things, you get them in the chests, but you can also get them from wraiths. So yeah, I'd just say try and loot as many as you can. Somewhere between 15 and 20 should be okay, but I try and gather as many as possible. Oh, I do also have to mention a comment that was left recently, which is an idea that I wouldn't mind trying, although with the recordings I'm quite far ahead from where we are in the series, so it might not be something I do in this playthrough. It might be something I set up later on, or maybe I'll do a future video on it, but it's a great idea, which is making a Surtling core farm from the Surtlings that we were fighting. So where the big jet of flame is coming up out of the floor and the Surtlings are kind of running around, apparently if you use a pickaxe and dig out the floor to the point where there's water, the Surtlings die instantly when they spawn. So they keep spawning, and then obviously because the water's there, they die, and then it just, the loot is there. And then obviously you have to put a crafting table down in order for the loot to stay there. So it's a great idea, and it's I certainly appreciate the comment. I'm definitely thinking that we might look at doing that in the future if we run out of certain cores and we need some more. I suppose it's just because I'm resting on my previous playstyle when I first started playing Valheim and just relying on going through the dungeon crypts, the burial chambers in the Black Forest to get loads of them. But it certainly was a good idea. Okay, dumped our stuff in the boat. We've also popped back and repaired. We've dumped stuff in chests. We should have a pretty clear inventory now. Let's just carry on with this mining. Might be a couple of episodes worth of mining that's going to be going on through these different crypts. It's not as bad as the copper. I mean, obviously with the copper it's kind of broken up by the fact that you're being attacked by grey dwarfs and stuff, unless you're doing it at daytime. But I like the swamp crypts even more because they are... you're kind of exploring the crypts, seeing what you can find. You've got chests to loot, you've got monsters to fight. It's almost like a little mini dungeon that you're running to get the loot. So it's a little bit more interesting, but we do have to do this for quite a while. Unless, of course, we get really lucky on our iron drops. I mean, that would be really, really nice. I am also thinking we might end the episode in about 5-6 minutes. We'll go for a little bit longer. We'll probably go until this pickaxe is done, and then we'll pop back and repair and probably call it there, something like that. We can probably get another 5 or 10 minutes of mining done with the durability of this pickaxe. Again, upgrading it was a good idea. It has given us a lot more durability, so it is lasting a bit longer. But I'm also fairly certain we wouldn't be able to use the bone pickaxes, the antler pickaxes we made from Eichthir on this, so that's why we're just sticking with the bronze. I thought we'd missed some more. There it is. Just grab you. It looks like it might go through to another room as well. Yes, it does. You can just about see the different colour behind it. Oh god, it's right in our face. Oh, there's even more through there. There's a withered bone. Look at the size of that thing. They are massive, those withered bones. There's 2 of them in here. Oh, chest. Ah, iron. Perfect. Look at that. This is what I'm talking about. You can find quite a bit of iron in these chests. They are very useful. There's another bone mass marker. We don't need it because we know that bone mass is on this on this island with us. Nope, can't get that one. It's just kind of on the corner there. No. Oh, well, we hit something. We heard the squelch of it hitting. Let's try jumping up here and hitting it. As it spawned into the wall. I can't turn my character around. There we go. There we go. Oh no, it's still there. But we got some of it. It's irritating when they spawn into the walls and you can't destroy the walls. I think there's like 2 or 3 of them kind of clumped together here as well. Hopefully that should give us a lot of scrap iron. We've got 7 so far. 8, that's good. 9. Oh wow, this is a very lucrative scrap pile. Oh, there's even more in here. Okay, I think that's a dead end, that one, so let's grab this one. We're doing alright on carry weight, so we should be able to get a few more. Let's see how much. We'll see where this one goes. This might be a dead end as well. Yes, it is. We can tell by the yellow mushroom. Sometimes you'll dig through these and it'll look like the tunnel continues onwards, but it doesn't because it'll go into one of these areas. It's got basically just a little plinth, a little platform with some yellow mushrooms, maybe some valuables like this amber pearl. Okay, let's have one quick check. Oh, some scrap pile there. I'm going to have one quick check before we head out. I think this is pretty much done now. There we go. Alright, so we can put a red cross through this crypt as it is done. You can see our death marker there from day 47. I think that one still has a few items left in it. I know they're not important items. I think it's something like coal and something else. Oh, I've just destroyed it by accident. Whoops. I'm putting the red X through it. There we go. Oh, you feel cold. Right, we're going to have to get out of here. Because it is night time. We still have our rested buff though, so we should be okay. Hopefully we don't get attacked by anything. It does get really dark at night time in the swamp. It's naturally dark during the day, so it gets even worse at night time. Okay, we made that with relative ease. Okay, let's get to the ladder. There we go. Storage at the front, perfect. We've got 2 piles of it now, so we've already got 1 stack of 30. I think we're about 50 to 60 so far, so that's pretty good for one crypt. Oh, there's a leech in front of us. Jump past you. Don't fancy fighting a leech right now, thank you. This runestone. Don't know if we've read this one yet, so I'll just leave it on here for a few seconds. I am Godrun. I don't know who Godrun is. Oh god, that's a wraith. Hello. Run away. Quick, get the weapons out. Oh, there's 2 of them. Oh, that's not good. 2 at once. We are quickly running out of stamina. We're doing well at blocking them, but we are desperately running out of stamina. If I can keep leading them in a circle, I should be able to recharge. Look at these two. Oh, God. See how hard they hit? They hit like trucks. Oh, ouch. Oh, God. Right, we need to kill one of these. We need to kill it quickly. Double parry. Come on, come on. Oh, he's so nearly dead, that one. Come on, come on, come on. Pop a potion. Oh, no, 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 no. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me, Mr. Wraith. There we go. There's one down. Right, this will make you a lot easier. And die. Yes, perfect. 2 chains. Look at that. Now, well, this is another one of the creatures that I have fought several times in the swamp, but I've never actually seen a 1 or a 2-star variant of them. It could be that I've just been lucky in the spawns and I've never actually spawned a 1 or a 2-star, or it could be that they're like other monsters, like the sea serpent and others. We will mention them when we fight them, or when we see them, is that they just don't come in a 1 or 2-star variant. I could just be lucky, maybe. Maybe they have to spawn in, and then maybe the amount of time they're spawned in. No, because we've had... I was thinking maybe it's the length of time that they're actually in the game. You know, maybe they spawn, and if they don't get attacked, and if they're just wandering around the swamp for a week in the game time, they might level up to 1 or 2-star. But I think that's wrong, because we had that 2-star spawn in the Crypts. So, yeah, I think I was wrong there. But yeah, those are some chains that we've collected from them. The wraiths aren't too dangerous, but I would be really careful. We almost died there, but at least we took them out. But yeah, I think we will call the episode here. So thank you everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and we shall catch you for another swamp farm.